Do you ever wonder if the relentless pace of modern life is too much to bear? Could ancient wisdom offer a way out? In an era where technology rules, the world spins faster than ever before. We're constantly bombarded by information, expectations, and the pressures to keep up. It's as if we're running a race that never ends, a race against time, against each other, and often against ourselves. And in this whirlwind of modernity, we sometimes find ourselves yearning for something more, something deeper, something timeless. Could it be that the answers to our contemporary dilemmas lie not in the future, but in the past? Could it be that the wisdom of our ancestors holds the keys to our peace and fulfillment? This is where the ancient philosophy of Stoicism comes in. Born in the bustling markets of Athens, Stoicism is a philosophy that thrived in a world not so different from our own, a world of rapid change, of political turmoil, of existential questions. Stoicism is a philosophy that teaches us how to live well, not in spite of the challenges of life, but through them. The Stoics understood that life is full of uncertainties. They recognized that the world can be chaotic and that we often have little control over external events. But rather than succumbing to despair, they proposed a radical idea that our happiness and tranquility depend not on our circumstances, but on how we respond to them. In the heart of Stoicism lies the belief that we are not merely passive victims of fate, but active participants in our own lives. It's a philosophy that empowers us to take control of our thoughts, our actions, our character. It's a philosophy that calls us to cultivate inner strength, to seek wisdom, to live in accordance with nature and reason. So, as we grapple with the challenges of modern life, let's look back to the wisdom of the ancients. Let's explore the timeless teachings of Stoicism and see how they can guide us in our quest for a meaningful and fulfilling life. Let's delve into the ancient philosophy of Stoicism and discover how it can help us navigate the turbulent waters of modern life. Stoicism, a practical philosophy formed in the bustling markets of ancient Athens, offers us three guiding pillars. These pillars are virtue, wisdom, and acceptance, each one integral to understanding and applying the principles of Stoicism. Let's begin with virtue. To the Stoics, virtue is the highest good, the moral compass guiding our actions. It is living in accordance with nature, embodying qualities such as courage, justice, wisdom, and temperance. The Stoics argued that to live a good life, one must focus on cultivating these virtues as they represent our true nature. Now let's move on to wisdom. In Stoic philosophy, wisdom is not just about knowledge, but the application of that knowledge to navigate our lives. It's about understanding the world around us, discerning what is in our control and what is not, and making rational decisions based on that understanding. Wisdom, in essence, is the practical tool that allows us to live virtuously. Finally, we have acceptance. Acceptance, in the context of Stoicism, means acknowledging the reality of our circumstances without letting them dictate our emotional state. It is recognizing that much of what happens in life is outside of our control, and learning to accept rather than fight against this fact. This acceptance is not a form of resignation, but a path to tranquility and peace. But what about evil? In the Stoic view, ignorance is the only evil. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of the nature of reality, ignorance of what is in our control and what is not, and ignorance of the true value of virtue. This is why wisdom is so central to Stoic philosophy. These principles, although ancient, have a timeless appeal and a practical application in our modern world. They invite us to focus not on external circumstances, but on our own character, our own actions, and our own responses to the world around us. In doing so, Stoicism provides a roadmap to living a good life, irrespective of the challenges we face. Stay tuned to explore how these principles can be a beacon of light in the chaos of our digital age. In a world obsessed with social media, Stoicism teaches us to find value within ourselves rather than in external validation. This is a lesson that echoes from the ancient halls of Stoic philosophers, as relevant today as it was over 2,000 years ago. Social media platforms are designed to hook us in, to keep us scrolling, liking, and sharing. They feed on our need for approval, our desire to be seen, to be liked, to be validated. But the Stoics saw through this illusion. They taught us that the only approval we need is our own. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once said, "I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others." This quote is a powerful reminder that we should not place our self-worth in the hands of others, but rather find it within ourselves. In a society that often equates popularity with success, Stoicism reminds us that these are fleeting, external factors that we cannot control. What we can control is our own actions, our own responses, and our own character. It is here, in the cultivation of virtue and wisdom, that we find true value. Epictetus, another prominent Stoic philosopher, encouraged us to disregard the opinions of others. He said, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, 'He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone.'" The Stoics understood that people's opinions are simply that, opinions. They are not facts, they are not truths. They are subject to change, influenced by a myriad of factors, many of which are beyond our control. So in a world obsessed with likes, shares and followers, let's take a page from the Stoics' book. Let's focus on cultivating our character, on doing what is right, on being virtuous. Let's replace the need for external validation with a deep sense of self-worth, rooted in our own actions and attitudes. Remember, the most precious thing you possess is your character. One of the most powerful tools Stoicism offers us is the concept of the dichotomy of control. Imagine a line drawn in the sand, separating the things we can control from those we can't. On one side, we have things within our control, our thoughts, our actions, our responses. On the other side, we have things outside our control, the weather, the actions of others, the passage of time. This is the dichotomy of control. Stoics understood that much of life falls into the realm of things we cannot control. Instead of allowing these uncontrollable aspects to consume us with worry or frustration, they encouraged focusing on the sphere within our control. Let's take a moment to ponder this. How often do we find ourselves worried about things that in reality we have no control over? How much mental energy do we waste on anxiety about the future, the past, or other people's opinions? How often do we let the uncontrollable disrupt our tranquility? The Stoics would tell us that this is wasted energy. They would encourage us to redirect that energy towards what we can control, our thoughts and actions, the cultivation of virtue, and the nurturing of our character. By understanding and embracing the dichotomy of control, we can unburden ourselves from the stress of the uncontrollable. When we focus our energy on what we can control, we can navigate life's challenges with greater ease and poise. Think of it as a compass guiding us through the tumultuous seas of life. By focusing on what we can control, we can steer our ship regardless of the storm around us. We can't control the wind, but we can adjust our sails. We can't control the waves, but we can learn to surf. We can't control the world around us, but we can control our response to it. Remember, the dichotomy of control is not about resignation or indifference to the world around us. It's about understanding where our true power lies and using it wisely. It's about finding peace amidst the uncertainty, tranquility amidst the turmoil. By understanding the dichotomy of control, we can find tranquility amidst the chaos. In a rapidly changing world, Stoic philosophy can be an invaluable tool for remaining calm and easing anxiety. The ancient wisdom of the Stoics, gifted to us from the tranquil halls of Greece, offers us a lens through which we can view our tumultuous lives with a sense of peace and tranquility. Stoicism teaches us to focus on the things within our control, to disregard the noise of external influences, and to value our character above all else. These lessons, while simple in essence, are profound in their application. They form a compass, a guiding light in the stormy seas of modern life. Reflect for a moment on the three pillars of Stoicism: virtue, the only good; ignorance, the only evil; and the dichotomy of control. These concepts are not mere philosophical musings, but practical tools for navigating life's ups and downs. They remind us that our worth is not measured by likes on a social media post or the approval of others, but by the strength of our character and the virtue of our actions. Consider the words of the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who said, "We are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens to us." How often do we let our minds churn with worry over things outside our control? The Stoics would tell us to let go of these anxieties, to accept the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. As we move forward in our modern lives, let us remember that Stoicism is more than just a philosophy. It's a practical guide for living. It encourages us to value our own opinions, to not care what others think of us, and to understand that our character is our most precious possession. So in the face of adversity, let Stoicism be your compass. Let it guide you through the chaos, providing a beacon of calm in a world that often seems out of control. It is a tool for peace, a tool for tranquility, a tool for life. With Stoicism, we can navigate the challenges of modern life with grace, calm, and wisdom.